Uh, were you as sure as some Indians were that this particular mission would be successful? What did
Well,
you
the
think?
mission is not finished, okay? I mean, don't, as they say in the expression,
that.
don't count your chickens before they hatch. This thing still has to hatch. There's a lot more to do. Yes, you want to land smoothly and safely. That's just the beginning, okay? So in other words, it's the end of the beginning, okay? Not the beginning of the end. So now you got to do the experiments. Are these lunar soils, do they contain the water that we think they do? What other minerals are present? There's a whole geology experiment that's going to happen here. Of course, geo means Earth, moonology experiment that is going to unfold here. And this will be the first set of data to return from this part of the moon. And Prime Minister Modi, when he visited the United States, I had the privilege of meeting him on that visit. When he went to Washington, he signed the Artemis Accord. The Artemis Accord is an agreement among spacefaring nations to cooperate in space, to share data, to say, if you found a problem, share that with others so they don't face that problem. And this is very important. If the nearby space and the solar system is to become our collective backyard. So we're in this together. So India can now share the data from the South Pole, and now everyone doesn't have to land there or not in that same spot because the data are being shared. And this cooperation, I cannot overstate the value of that going forward.
Well, so let me ask you, Mr. Tyson, when you mention the fact that you met with Prime Minister Modi during his visit to the United States, what was your meeting all about? And was there a conversation on Chandrayaan 3? And what did the Prime Minister say to you?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I was honored that he called for me to visit him. He must have known that I've appeared in Indian television, perhaps, or had my writings. I gifted him one of my books on space exploration, and the press was there for that first encounter. And I read my inscription to him, and I said, to Prime Minister Modi, for whom the sky is not the limit. I said that's in the inscription. Then, like 2 days later, at the press conference with President Biden, someone asked about the future of India, and I think he said those very words. For India, the sky is not the limit. So this is a good attitude and a good feeling to have. When we began our conversation, the press left. So it was, I guess it was sort of a private conversation. I think he didn't want me to feel constrained by cameras and reporters. But he shared with me his plans to open the future space activities of India to private enterprise. And he wanted to know what I thought of that. And I said, yeah, it's a good idea. Private enterprise can help make things efficient, although based on the cost of this mission, Chandrayaan 3, that's as efficient a landing as anybody has ever sent to the moon, okay? Coming in at, like you said, 74, the equivalent of 74 million US dollars. We've done that for 5 times that money, okay? Twice.
Your
so
movies,
you're doing good there,
your movies
okay?
cost more than that. Interstellar cost double, double of that
Hollywood
amount.
Hollywood movies cost more than that, yes. At Bollywood movies, I don't know how much they cost, but Hollywood movies cost at least that much. Big blockbusters. So when you open up to private enterprise, then it's not just the government's priorities driving exploration, because other people have other priorities. We're seeing the birth of space tourism. There's scientific interests in space. There's communication interests. There is weather forecasting, climate change. Everybody, different sectors have different interests in what space can provide us. So that's a good thing. So I said, yeah. What he also said was he wanted to set up exploration centers. I think he had a slightly different term for them, where children can go and explore their curiosity and stimulate their interest in the STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math. He wanted to know what I thought of that. And I said, yeah, children are born scientists. I say that, but what do children do? They ask questions. They turn over rocks. They look behind trees. They explore. They make a mess of your house. And we complain about that as adults, but that mess that they make is their exploration. Oh, I guess those images of me. Yes. So it did actually happen. Yes.